next day we're going to belly dance class that's 15 minutes walk from here, which is perfect. It's been raining a little bit, I guess, but I have horrible insomnia, so I just get up at like 1.
I couldn't record during the belly dance class, but it was amazing. I was really confused about where to get in, but yeah, it was super amazing. By the way, I'm going to another grocery store. As you guys know, I love food, and I pretty much go into a lot of grocery stores because it's just like a fun thing to check out for me. I find overall, like, the quality of the food and the freshness, there's just so much more choice and so many more places to visit. It's like endless choices.
I finally found
I'll
it.
get back to my story about the belly dance class in just a second, but I just wanted to show you guys this. I was so obsessed with the chicken salad. Just before leaving Toronto, I had it in some random store and it was just so good. So I've been having it for like a week straight after that, and that included my trip to New York. Also, you just saw I tried the other bun that was so good. So after my lunch and dessert, I went for a little walk in Central Park, and that's the perfect time to get back to my story of the belly dance class. Actually, the studio gives you one class for free, which was actually really great. I don't think I've ever had a free dance class like ever in my life of dance classes. Usually they just charge a cheaper rate, and I was so shocked because this was literally the best belly dance class that I ever had. Seriously. I'm not exaggerating. So yeah, I definitely hope I get to come back and chill more in Central Park and definitely go to more belly dance classes. So anyway, guys, you see it starts, the dusk has set, and it's just freaking amazing. Everything looked so good. I find Central Park is the place I come back to the most out of all the sites in New York City.
Oh, there's a beautiful. It looks even more beautiful on camera. This is one of those times where like, what's going on camera looks even more beautiful than IRL. Looks like they renovated it since the last time I came.
The last time I visited this place was right before, or actually it wasn't right before, but it was before-ish COVID started, so quite a while ago. And yeah, they had the Central Plaza in basically construction mode, so it did not look nice. And oh my god, dogs! Unfortunately, I never made it to the yoga class just because I was feeling like I was about to come down with something. I had a headache, kind of like a feverish feeling, and it was sort of on the brink, so I just couldn't do it.
Bryant Park is so cute. People actually play ping pong here. Isn't that adorable? I love that. I actually love this. This is so cute. Like a nice area for people to just have food and hang out. Almost walked into it.
And it's extra unfortunate because the one of the yoga studios was right near Bryant Park, and they actually had a free class too, which I also could not believe because this was a very fancy studio.
I don't remember what this building is.
Of course, you guys are probably noticing how I'm recording a lot of balconies. I just love this facade.
Yeah, balconies that I like. Fifth Avenue and 54th. Just don't fit.
this neighborhood had this little kind of je ne sais quoi vibe to it, where people, I imagine, they just came downstairs from their beautiful apartment buildings and had dinner in the nearby or the downstairs restaurant. And look at those balconies, oh my gosh. My dream husband. So one of the things that I love to do the most when I'm traveling is definitely walking around, because there's just nothing like it. You really cannot see the city as well as you would any other.
Oh, it stopped. People love to honk here. There was like a whole honking session that just happened.
Even biking, the car, anything, it doesn't compare. And here we are on our final day in New York, the third day. I decided to finally get down to the south part of New York City, which is basically the business district where Vogue is, in the Condé Nast building, where Soho is. Well, Soho is slightly north, but this is basically their lakeshore. And well, you guys, if you guys are not from Toronto, you don't know the lakeshore. The lakeshore is where the lake is, where Lake Ontario is, and basically it's also the most southern part of the city. So to be honest, I had kind of a hard time finding Condé Nast. I just expected to find it right away, but somehow I couldn't find it, I guess. I mean, I did find it, but I thought, okay, I'll go to this World Trade Center and then I'll be at the Condé Nast building, but somehow that didn't happen. Of course, I had to record the piano player. He was really amazing. I love when classical piano plays in any place, basically, and he was definitely super skilled and talented, I'm sure. So even though I couldn't find the Condé Nast building right away, I didn't waste any time. I went right down to the business district, like see how they live. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I love this little cafe table area, I don't know what to call it, with like some shops and things like that. And yeah, this is their lakeshore. So basically the I mean, wait a second, I don't even know, is that a lake, I guess, or a river? Anyway, you guys tell me in the comments, okay? I didn't waste any time. I took some pictures by the water, and there's a very nice yacht over there, so that was really fun. I find here people, they mostly run or yeah. Look at this dog. She's so well dressed. She's like dressed better than her owner. Oh my gosh. And a lot of people seem to have a dog that they like walking. I'm laughing at my own joke. Did you guys see it's a naked dog? Anyway, yeah, so they just like walk their dogs and run. I didn't really see, I think I saw one person on rollerblades, but yeah, I don't see like a lot of like biking culture here or rollerblading culture, which in Toronto, there I am, here I am posing, made some videos, took some pictures, not too many actually. This was like the least picture taking trip, probably one of the least picture taking trips, just because I'm still not happy with my body at the moment. So yeah, I didn't really take too many pictures.
Another fashionable dog in this neighborhood. He's wearing like a vest, like an army vest. Let's catch up. Oh, they look fast.
So yeah, his army vest was actually really cool. He looked like a real assassin. Anyway, of course we have to interrupt for dogs and any animals or birds. Getting back to my story, yeah, in Toronto we have a huge biking culture. and I'm definitely one of the bike people. But here I find they do have bike lanes in the city, but nobody kind of rides bikes for leisure. It's more people who are delivering things, I think, or at least that's what it looks like. Just like food delivery people ride bikes and things like that, or electric bikes or scooters. Regular people don't seem to do that. This neighborhood also made me think of families because I saw the several very nice children's playgrounds and all the park area, lakeshore area. I keep calling it lakeshore.
2 hours. Well, not 2 hours, but finally I found it. Let's see if I can go in. I don't know, can I?
I'm gonna show you guys the entrance to the very big Condé Nast lettered entryway, should I call it. Though they did tell me not to take pictures or video, but it was after I already took some, so yeah, I guess it's fair game. I mean, I know I've talked about it enough, but I don't know if you guys know, when I was in high school I decided that I wanted to be a fashion designer, and fashion has been always one of my absolutely favorite things.
I guess it says Condé Nast on the other side.
And I took political science as my BA, or IBA is the one that I took, which involved the international aspect of it. Okay, and that's it for the tour of Condé Nast neighborhood. Now we're in the Soho area, or kind of coming up to it. But anyway, I'll just finish my previous story. So when I decided to be a fashion designer, I took co-op in high school with this fashion designer lady in downtown Toronto. Actually, I took a couple of co-ops as far as I remember. And yeah, it was kind of, I don't know, it didn't really click. The first one, I don't even know what happened, but they said they didn't need me anymore or something. It was for Versace or a men's retail store, and I remember I had to fold a lot of Versace ties or something like that. And yeah, I don't really know what happened, but then they placed me with this fashion designer, independent fashion designer lady who used to have a store on Queen Street, and then she used to sew a lot, and that was basically to help her run errands and things like that.
I'm happy to report that the bumps here are just as entitled as in Toronto. One guy was just like, "Oh, can you buy me the same thing that you're drinking," kind of thing. And at first he was like, "Ma'am." He was like yelling. I was walking. He was like yelling behind me, and then he's like, "Miss," and I'm like, I responded to "Miss" because I'm like, okay. I was like, no. I feel like we've reached the area that I was hoping to reach, like the Soho, what I imagine Soho to be.
Anywho, so just to finish my fashion designer story, I ended up leaving the co-op. Well, I mean, I finished it, but after it, I decided that I didn't want to be a fashion designer because for two reasons. So when I had to sew, I realized that there were a lot of polyester fabrics that I'm really sensitive, so I just couldn't stand like touching them. And of course later in life I found out that actually I don't really need to sew, and sorry, I'm not pronouncing that word correctly, I know, but yeah, I don't really need to sew. I didn't need to pick like cheap polyester fabrics, you know, so really I could have done it. But until this day I also realized that that was the right decision for the wrong reasons, because I love fashion. I love to wear fashion. I would want to wear these super fashionable clothing, the over the top couture. I love all of that stuff. I just think it's so amazing. But in terms of designing, I would want to style rather than design. you know. So I realized that really I did make the right decision. But the other thing that I always had in the back of my mind is to work for Vogue in New York City. And because I took political science, I didn't really think that that would happen or if it was even possible, because I thought, well, I really want to be so close to fashion. I could be a journalist who writes about fashion, maybe wears fashion if it's possible, I don't know. Or maybe I can wear this fashion as a YouTuber, Instagrammer. So yeah, it's still very much the most important thing in my life, or one of the most important things in my life, one of my first loves, I should say.
Oh my gosh, I've never had one.
So this hairstyling place also had the Russian manicure, and I guess it was called the Russian manicure available, or Russian manicure available now, because there was a Russian girl who was offering manicures, and I guess because she's Russian, it's a Russian manicure. I've heard a lot of good things about it, though not really in Toronto. I've seen some bad reviews for this one Russian manicure place. But overall, I've heard some Instagrammers who swear by Eastern European manicures, though I am pretty much obsessed with my Japanese manicure place, so I don't really. I would only do it for research, really, just because I'm Eastern European. I'm kind of curious, but I already have a bias, I feel, a little bit. And yeah, just to conclude quickly, basically, the Russian girl told me that to make an appointment and to come in later, kind of thing. But obviously, I couldn't do that because this was my last day, so I just moved on. And guys, I am obsessed with these type of shirts or briefs. I'm gonna show them to you again in just a second. This is the line of Skims by Kim, and this time I went in to check out the fabric that I was planning to do the day before, 2 days before, I don't remember. It was a pretty fun collection. It's nice. I like how it's all basics and things, and here they are. Oh my gosh. I don't know who popularized this style, but I'm so obsessed. I first saw this style I first saw them on this fashion or YouTuber or Pinterest girl, Instagrammer, I guess I could also say, 𝓛𝓸𝓿𝓮. That's her Instagram nickname. And anyway, I just thought she looked so good in them. I just want to say that because she's the one who created the inspiration.
So confusing. Everybody starts walking like, can we walk? It's like still red light. I don't want to walk. The jaywalking crisis in New York City is real. Even though I like Soho area, I find the uptown part is important. And like where I'm staying now, it's a little bit too like ghetto and like noisy and busy. So but slightly up where the Central Park starts, it just becomes nice. So I feel like maybe Upper East Side, I'm hoping to get there tonight, today, in an hour or so. I think it would be the nicest area to live. I also really like the waterfront as well. So I'm not
So
sure.
yeah, if you guys have ever been to New York, you know that jaywalking is it's such a thing there. And I mean, people jaywalk. I jaywalk, or I jaybike, I should say. I jaybike a lot. Yeah, I jaybike a lot. So as you guys can see, I'm back in my little bed. I needed to take a little break because I was walking around a lot. I actually went upstairs just to check it out because I hadn't seen our upstairs hangout area, and I realized that the hangout area is, I guess, for people who smoke. And because at first I was wondering, why is he telling me about the upstairs and that it's open between 8 and 8? I was like, who cares? Like, why would you want to go outside upstairs? Like, who cares? And anyway, yeah, I guess that was pretty naive of me, as usual.
They need to be refreshed. But actually, they're still beautiful.
I was talking about some of the buildings because, yeah, some of them are kind of, they don't look so good up close. They look really good at far away. They basically need to be repainted. That's what I was referring to. I think I got confused. I don't remember how or why, but this actually sort of helped me when I got lost going to the airport. So this is the last neighborhood I visited. I finally got to the Upper East Side, and as you guys know, it's very, very famous. If you've ever seen Gossip Girl, that's where they all live. That's where the wealthy people live. So I didn't see kind of like, I thought it would be more posh or fancier somehow. It was just more kind of chill and quiet and really nice. It was a nice area, but yeah, I wouldn't say that there was anything outstanding about it, but definitely I really loved it for its kind of chill vibes, where it's just like a nice safe place to live basically. One of the yoga place chains was also here, so I kind of just like walked by it, and I really wanted to go, but I think it was too late and I was just too tired. I just couldn't handle it. I had this dream for a while now where I just really want to be able to walk for 10-15 minutes and get to the yoga place of my choice. Because I really, really love yoga, but I can't take it regularly because of this issue. And when you have to do yoga, sometimes it's really, really hot, it's really, really tiring, you shower after, it's just, you basically need to be near the yoga place, just living near, or having a car that gets you there in 10 minutes.
It has such a cute restaurant and a scooter. I feel like it's
So basically this was probably my top favorite, most memorable building of like the balconies that I like.
I think all the grocery stores that I've seen really nice. I love the plants up there. Like I love the balconies with the plants.
So yeah, at this point I was getting pretty tired, so I started working towards Central Park. I figured it would be a great place. And look, it's a Ukrainian flag. Yeah, that kind of brought me into my head a little bit, just thinking about the whole situation and everything, and thinking back to how Ukraine used to be a country that nobody knew, and now literally everybody knows. During that trip, I just could not get enough of this place. Seriously, guys, I don't know what it is, because I mean, I love all parks, I guess. I love nature. In my recent years, I think ever since I started fasting about 5 or 6 years ago, I just started feeling nature so much more and really appreciating its beauty, the vibes that it gives you, how it makes you feel in general. So I love going to parks, really. I know it sounds strange, or maybe it doesn't sound strange, I don't know, but I never thought I'd be this kind of person who'd be like, wow, I just want to go for a walk in a park. Like, really? I never imagined myself to be that person. And yeah, maybe it's normal for you, but for me, that was something that seemed just too cheesy, I guess.
We're gonna go into Soho because I'm exhausted and I already paid for it.
The sound of the subway train never sounds as good as when you are so exhausted and you just don't want to do anything, you don't want to think, you just want to sit down and get there. And I'm back to my ghetto neighborhood. Well, it's not really actually ghetto, it's just kind of busy and very alive. It's kind of like the entertainment neighborhood, I guess. At that point, I was just so excited. I was saving my chicken salad sandwich and I just wanted to eat it at home, just like watch some TV and sleep and get ready for the airport. So, funny story, I barely made it on the plane. I was just gonna leave myself an hour because, you know, New York to Toronto is such a short flight. Even though it is an international flight and they say you're supposed to leave 3 hours, I left just 1 hour and I was a bit early, so I left an hour and a half. And then I got lost in the metro. I took the train too far or something. I mixed something up, and then it was really hard because they changed the schedule or changed something, so I barely got on the plane. The lady was literally waiting for me. Thank God I did it. Thank you, lady. She was so kind.